Thank you very much. If anyone is on Skype with Mike Millard, you can tell him he can come out of the toilet now. I was talking earlier on about different songs and different connections and how everything sort of almost interlinks with Van Morrison and his music. And we played Days Like This, and that song became very famous for him when he played it in front of the City Hall with Mr. President Clinton. And the lead sax player that night was a guy called Leo Green. Betty Green's son, great jazz player. And Leo is actually, he's doing a series of interviews at the moment on BBC Radio 2 on a Thursday night. And they're very, very interesting in terms of his background, what's going on, what he's into, how things came about. Mind you, we did say to the BBC they could save a fortune and just bring Celtic Soul on, but this is what we do. But on that night, that famous night in Belfast in the City Hall, there were a lot of local musicians playing as well. And one of the guys, Lily Hamilton, was playing trumpet. And it was Nicky Scott was playing bass with him. And then on backing vocals, the brilliant Mr. Brian Kennedy. Brian was singing backing vocals. I always remember, used to laugh actually when Jerry Anderson, God rest him, used to say I was really pleased to see Brian Kennedy coming into the band as an interpreter. And when he said that on the radio show, when you do listen to some of the songs when Brian is singing with him, you know, you get Van in a nice gruff voice, and then Brian in the crystal clear tones straight after. When it's not always rain. When it's not always rain. But days like this. There'll be days like I wasn't so interpreted. But one of the other guys that was on stage with him that night was an amazing local musician. He was playing saxophone as well. He was a guy called Dermot Holland. And Dermot very tragically passed away at a very young age. Never really reached his full potential as a sax player. He was a great friend of Jerry. Jerry's here on trumpet. And I know that Dermot's passing still cuts deep. There's a funny story about that night in Belfast with President Clinton. And when Van had finished his set, Nicky Scott and Dermot went backstage, knowing Dermot probably for a fag and whatever drink was going. And whilst they were backstage, Clinton came to visit, to do a speech. So there was a security lockdown right around the City Hall. And the CIA guys, the guys that speak up their sleeves, they just covered the entire area. And poor Dermot and Nicky Scott couldn't get back on stage. So there they were in their tuxedo and their diggy bows, and they walked up, and of course this guy, this sleeve talker, he said, "Where do you think you're going?" And Dermot said, we're going on stage. We're in the band. No, you're not. Well, we'll have to. We've got to get on. No, you're not. The president of the United States is coming here to it. Dermot says, I have to get on stage. We're in the band. The guy says, I don't believe you. He says, what do you mean you don't believe us? We're in the band. We're in tuxedos, diggy bow. We'll have to get on the stage. No, I don't believe you. So Dermot, being Dermot, said to him, who are you anyway? Who are you? And the guy said, I'm in the Secret Service. And Dermot says, I don't believe you. And the guy says, what do you mean you don't believe me? And Dermot said, if you were in the Secret Service, you wouldn't tell me you keep it secret. And he just laughed and led the two of them on stage. So Belfast humour won the day. And it was that easy to get past the President of America's security. Such a good job there was never any terrorists living in Belfast.
Now we know how. Yeah.
But as I said, Leo Green was playing that night as well, and the connection here is on this next song. Leo played, the version that we play of this song, Leo takes lead sax on it. So I'm borrowing the touch of Leo Green's sax on this next song. We're not going to tell you what it is. It's a secret.